And I'm here with Nancy Argenziano. She's acquired recognition as the water lady, describing water as a liquid gold. And it truly is liquid gold. We don't look at it that way.
Oh, it is.
Starting in 1996, she served in the Florida House of Representatives for 6 years. And then in 2002, she was elected to the Florida Senate for 10 years. During her tenure as senator, she had become well known for her focus on water issues within the state, specifically protecting water resources against transfer of water to other counties.
I'll never forget, I went to a few water management district meetings because I heard that people were not happy with the water management district at the time. And I bought my first book. It was The Needs and Sources from SwiftMud. And I went to their library and it cost me $69. And in those days, that was a lot of money. And that was the first one I bought of many. And I read through that and I just couldn't believe what I read. And these were some scientists, but there was also political in there. And I could see that they were pushing an alternative for transferring the water. And it would have been from Lake Rousseau. And then even talking about going to the Swanee after that. And it didn't make sense to me. And I remember a political leader in Pinellas County called Charles Rainey. And he was a big shot. He was a really heavy hitter at the time. I'm sure he's passed away as we're all getting older. He basically heard that I was stirring up people to be against water transfers. And he sent a message to me loud and clear that said, and he said this, we're coming for your water. Just keep it cold until we get there. And I got to tell you, that pissed me off big time because I was looking at the science and he wasn't. He was looking at the political end of it. And the science in SwiftMud's own library said that while you transfer that water, you're going to hurt that area, not just for its own growth, but for sustainability, for its ecosystems that had developed and the harm that it would do. At that time, I also found that the lens of fresh water in Hernando and Citrus County, and that was even before I got there, it was from a 76 report, which I have in that art paper that I'm going to give you. It'll cite where it comes from. It was a USGS report, I believe, if my memory serves me right. And it said the lens of fresh water in the Hernando Citrus County aquifer was much lower than they previously thought, and it was due to consumptive use.
And what year was that roughly?
I believe it was 76 when that report came out.
1976.
Yes. So we already knew that we were losing water, and people think that Florida has an aquifer that attaches to Georgia. Only in the very upper part of Florida, above Chiefland, does and goes around to, I think, the just above the St. Johns River. Some of it goes up into we commingle with Georgia. But everything below that arch is dependent on rainfall. So we are not an aquifer that can grab from up north, and it doesn't work that way. And if you don't have enough rainfall in a timely manner, you will destroy your own ecosystems. You will reduce the surface water because when you reduce potentiometric pressure, and when you reduce that water in the aquifer, you are going to drain. You're going to have like an artificial discharge, and you're going to drain your surface waters. And that was what's happening to Lake Bradley in Floral City. And then to find other studies that showed that pumping that water, and they were talking about a pipeline that you could drive a truck through. It was 6 foot diameter, and that pipeline needed energy all along to get that water pumped to where they wanted it to. And it was extremely expensive, and it just wasn't doable. We had a great meeting in the auditorium by the airport in Citrus County. People, I think there was a few thousand people showed up, and it was packed. People outside, and the House committee finally came to that meeting because what we did prior, when they said they wouldn't come, I got this idea about taking gallons of water empty and putting letters inside, and everybody would put a letter inside, and we sent about 350 individually because I wanted to get them one at a time. And the note inside said, "We demand that you come to this area to speak to us." And I got a call from the secretary of that committee and said, "Please stop sending the water jugs. Stop sending the water jugs, and we will come." And I thought, well, maybe I can get elected and do something. And people said go, and they sent me. And I did. I eventually got local sources first, and we got a donation to take 11 busloads. That's another thing. When we started the Desal Now, it was a movement we did in Citrus County. Too Far was a big part of that. We got 11 busloads, which at that time was the largest protest on the Capitol steps of Tallahassee, to say desal now. And it was at the day that the committee was meeting on desalination and alternative sources rather than transfers. They heard us loud and clear out on those steps and in the halls. Desal now. Don't take our water. Look at the science. Look how this is insane to do. The energy you have to use, the devastation you will cause to the Withlacoochee River, to Lake Rousseau, to the Blue Springs and the other springs, High Springs. And then you want to go to the Swanee after that. That's not going to solve your problem. It's going to create more, and to make them understand. And it worked.